I am from Faculty of Biomedical Engineering, as mentioned, and we are dealing with human factor, really. So we want, or our aim is to evaluate healthy condition of subject, and in this area, we are developing such systems for monitoring of health condition. And title of our presentation is more about our aim or what we want to do. But I think we developed some software and hardware to do this with our colleagues from different institutions, for example, from Palacký University, from or another colleagues are from company Hydronaut, for example, and so on. And so we have also supports of such projects from Thatcher and from European Space Agency. So why we are doing our research? Because you know that during space flights there are special environments, conditions, and we are focusing on to study human factor or subjects in isolate, confined, and extreme environment. And if we want to do simulation of it, of space environment, we are using special equipment here. And we can then compare behavior of subject in simulate environment or in space. So we are using today analog missions to study human factor. And why we are doing this for pre-selection and screening of subjects, and also we have support from Ministry of Transport to do this because, for example, during crisis like epidemic or something like this, sometimes you need staff also with must be in good healthy condition and must be isolated, for example. So we are focusing also on this problem. So it's very close and relate. There is relation between healthy condition space and in analog mission, because you know we sometimes need also application here. So tools we need special equipments and to do simulation of space, for example, space environment, and also for study of human behavior, we need to develop the equipment to monitor it, and we have also special physical tests. Today, as you know, we have several analog missions around the world. We have equipments for simulation of space environment in Antarctica or underwater. And aim is to study concentration, thinking ability, performance of subjects, and to identify effect of change of environment, called isolation, on healthy condition, and on change of emotion. Direction of research, as I mentioned, we study influence of environment on individuals or on team as well. So we are interested to behavior of team, effectivity of working of team, for example. So we also study social interaction, emotional experience, and so on. Tools. We are using special submarine caissons for isolation of subject, 3 or 4 subjects, and we are using special equipment I will mention. Key assumption to do this, because it's a very, I think, complicated research or development. In Czech Technical University, we are developing technologies. Palacký University focused on physiological aspects of subjects, so about to study clinical or health area. And Hydronaut is company Hydronaut is focused on commercialization, so application of our systems to, for example, to apply it for training of military subjects, soldiers, and also in future we hope astronauts. And we have also, as I mentioned, support from ESA. And what we can do today, we can do simulation for 1 week, but up to 40 days. And we study roles of, or we can do simulation of missions or activities during mission and so on. If we want to study physical or physiological condition, so we developed emotional monitoring software, and we developed software to monitor physiological data. Our software, probably you know that our softwares are also today available by commercially. You can find them and you can pay for them, but we developed special algorithm which is much more faster, and they are not such high demanding on computers. So we can identify emotions, and we can present the emotions using, for example, this diagram with described relation between intensity of an emotion and quality of if this emotion is positive or negative. So our research is based on previous projects, for example, with military academy with army. So we developed such software also for monitoring of military pilots during training. As I mentioned, second part is monitoring of physiological data. So we can monitor respiration activity, cardiac activity, skin response, brain activity, and so on. We can monitor, for example, movement activity. We can study tremor and so on. And we also develop methods which allow us aggregation of data to say, and the response of the software is to say to physicians if subject is good condition or worse condition or something like this. Application is in Hydronaut during simulation of space mission. We have monitors you can see from submarine picture here. So we have several monitors, 3 monitors, and we are measuring physiological data for our subject. Also, application follows previous applications where we applied our system to study behavior of soldiers as a member of team. So we monitor several pilots, air traffic controllers, and another soldiers. So results can look like this. We have data about heart rate, and colors presents different activity during flying. So you can see here that the heart rate for starting and landing is much more higher. In case of heart activity of traffic controller, it depends on situation of traffic. Also, there is not a high correlation, but in case of between pilots and traffic controller, depends on specific situation. So, but you can see here after analysis that there are correlation between different activities and health condition. So, system from Hydra, we developed also GUI special software to monitor environment, not only health condition, but we can then look for correlation between environment and health condition of subject. If I mention monitoring of brain activity, for example, we already tested and developed methods for evaluation of brain activity of military pilots, and we are monitoring special wave from brain, like alpha waves, and then we can do statistical analysis. It's more basic research than application, but we can also modify it for application in submarine, for example, where we can measure it. But brain activity, but really, system for monitoring of brain activity is not such useful as previous systems, but we can also do this. So, so here is list only how physicians can apply our results. So they can measure mental stress, then team team activities, then can compare subject between each other, and they can select or find where in team is problem. So why I think we are better than our another teams? I think we are able to monitor physiological data and data from camera system, and we can be much more accurate to identify state or healthy condition than another teams and systems they are available. So we have special algorithms based on neural networks, for example, to identify mental state, and we can also measure during a long day, during long time, 24 hours, and I think for, as I mentioned, up to 40 days. So thank you very much.